Bridgette Live! Bridgette Live! Live from Bridgette Lifelong Learning Library. I love books and I love to read out loud just for you. Okay guys, I missed my live public speaking video yesterday. I think today I should make 2 live videos. I promised myself I need to practice my public speaking, my storytelling skills in front of the world through Facebook. And I missed it yesterday, so I said to myself I should do 2. I need to do 2 today. I did 1 video offering my products, but I put it on YouTube. So I had a practice early this morning. But right now, I would love to read you an inspirational book, As a Man Thinketh. Let's see. I'd like to pick a short one because I should make it short. Let's see. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Let's see. Let's drinks. Cheers! Happy Super Saturday, everyone! Okay, we're going to read this book don't have a chapter. We just go directly to the stories. The aphorism, that will be hard to read. Okay, let's read this chapter. The thought factor in achievement. All that a man achieves and all that he fails to achieve is the direct result of his own thoughts. In a justly ordered universe where laws and, wow, this one a hard word, equipos, would mean total destruction. Individual responsibility must be absolute. A man's weakness and strength, purity and impurity are his own, and not another man's. They are brought about by himself, and not by another, and they can only be altered by himself, never by another. His condition is also his own, and not another man's. His sufferings and his happiness are evolved from within. As he thinks, so he is. As he continues to think, so he remains. A strong man cannot help a weaker unless that weaker is willing to be helped. And even then, the weak man must become strong of himself. He must, by his own efforts, develop the strengths which he admires in another. None but himself can alter his condition. It has been usual for men to think and to say, many men are slaves because one is an oppressor. Let us hate the oppressor. Now, however, there is amongst an increasing few a tendency to reverse this judgment and to say, One man is an oppressor because many are slaves. Let us despise the slaves. The truth is that oppressor and slave are co-operators in ignorance, and while seeming to afflict each other, are in reality afflicting themselves. A perfect knowledge perceives the action of law in the weakness of the oppressed and the misapplied power of the oppressor. A perfect love, seeing the suffering which both states entail, condemns neither. A perfect compassion embraces both oppressor and oppressed. He who has conquered weakness and has put away all selfish thoughts belongs neither to oppressor nor oppressed. He is free. A man can only rise, conquer, and achieve by lifting up his thoughts. He can only remain weak and abject and miserable by refusing to lift up his thought. Before a man can achieve anything, even in worldly things, he must lift his thoughts above slavish animal indulgence. He may not, in order to succeed, give up all animality and selfishness by any means, but a portion of it must at least be sacrificed. A man whose first thought is bestial indulgence could neither think clearly nor plan methodically. He could not find and develop his latent resources, and would fail in any undertaking. Not having commenced manfully to control his thoughts, he is not in a position to control affairs and to adapt serious responsibilities. He is not fit to act independently and stand alone, but he is limited only by the thoughts which he chooses. There can be no progress, no achievement without sacrifice, and a man's worldly success will be in the measure that he sacrifices his confused animal thoughts and fixes his mind on the development of his plans and the strengthening of his resolution and self-reliance. And the higher he lifts his thoughts, the more manly, upright, and righteous he becomes. The greater will be his success. The more blessed and enduring will be his achievements. The universe does not favor for the greedy, the dishonest, the vicious, although on the mere surface it may sometimes appear to do so. It helps the honest, the magnanimous, the virtuous. All the great teachers of the ages have declared this in varying forms, and to improve and to prove and know it, a man has but to persist in making himself more and more virtuous by lifting up his thoughts. Intellectual achievements are the result of thought concentrated to the search for knowledge. Concentrated to the search for knowledge or for the beautiful and true in life and nature. Such achievements may be sometimes connected with vanity and ambition, but they are not the outcome of those characteristics. They are the natural outgrowth of long and arduous effort and of pure unselfish thoughts. Spiritual achievements are the consummation of holy aspirations. He who lives constantly in the conception of noble and lofty thoughts, who dwells upon all that is pure and unselfish, will, as surely as the sun reaches its zenith and the moon its fall, become wise and noble in character, and rise into a position of influence and blessedness. Achievement of whatever kind is the crown of effort. The diadem of thought, by the aid of self-control, resolution, purity, righteousness, and well-directed thought. A man ascends by the aid of animality, indolence, impurity, corruption, and confusion of thought. A man descends. A man may rise to high success in the world and even to lofty altitudes in the spirit realm, and again descend into weakness and wretchedness by allowing arrogant, selfish, and corrupt thoughts to take possession of him. Victories attained by right thought can only be maintained by watchfulness. Many give way when success is assured and rapidly fall back into failure. Achievements, whether in the business, intellectual, or spiritual world, are the result of definitely directed thought, are governed by the same law, and are of the same method. The only difference lies in the object of attainment. He who would accomplish little must sacrifice little. He who would achieve much must sacrifice much. He who would attain highly must sacrifice greatly. Wow, interesting. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. This is an interesting book, guys. This is very nice. It says here, he who would accomplish little must sacrifice little. He who would achieve much must sacrifice much. He who would attain highly must sacrifice greatly. That's it, guys. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Sorry about my accent. I am from the Philippines. I am a Filipino lady. Now a woman. I'm turning 55 this year, so I'm a woman. I'm a matured woman now. I was not like this before. I was childish. I don't know a lot of things. But I stand up. I look for a job. I went back to school on my 40s. I went back to school on my 40s. And then on my 50s, I went back to school again. I just love to learn. I just love to read. I love to learn great things. And I hope you guys, you rise up too. You wake up in the morning, you go to school, you go to work, take care of your family. And yeah, keep learning. And someday you will say, oh, I did this. I went to school, I went to work while you're taking care of your family. Yeah, follow your dream, guys. You know the funny part about this public speaking? When we arrive here in Montana, and I cannot find a job yet, I took a lot of workshops. And one of the workshop I took, workshops and classes, I took the Toastmaster class. So it was just a two nights workshop. And then after that, the next week I found a job. So my life changed when I got a job. So I just focus my job and my family, and then I forgot about Toastmaster. I didn't really know what to talk about before. And then 5 years ago, I met someone and encouraged me to go to a Toastmaster meeting, and it's so funny. And I said, actually, I did that long time ago. And anyway, and he encouraged me to go. So I went 5 years ago, and it was at noon. So it's now working with my schedule. So I just went one time. And then last year, we met again, and he asked me again, do you want to go back to attend? Do you want to attend the Toastmaster meeting? We have it at 6:45. And I know this time I'd like to speak up. Actually, I'd like to speak up 5 years ago. I know what to say. I would like to talk to people. It didn't work for my schedule, so I put it off. And this time, it's working for me. So I've been going to this Toastmaster meeting since October last year. It's so funny. I don't know how to tell a story. And then they told me to write it down, but then I will read my notes. I don't know how to say it without reading my writing. So now I decided, after the Toastmaster in Great Falls, Toastmaster International in Great Falls, and I see the people, they don't have notes. They just speak up in their hearts, what's in their hearts. So I decided, I'm not going to write it down. I'm just going to tell a story, just like they did. So I'm learning right now, guys. I need to tell my life story, just like my Toastmaster friends. So that's what happened, guys. I'm always just a listener to my parents, relatives, friends, strangers. I ride the bus and people will just tell a story and I will just listen. And I didn't have a chance to tell my own stories. So now, it's my time to tell my stories, guys, and I'm going to do it in public. All my challenges, all my fears. I was scared. I was scared all the time, but I did it. Sometimes I'm scared, but most of the time, I just want to do it. I want to just better my life. I know all of us can have a better life. So that's why I keep going back to school. When I was in the Philippines, I went to school there. I got my bachelor in Columban College, and then when we were in Japan, I went to school there too, and then here I was on my 40s. I went back to school, and then I was on my 50s. I went back to school again. And now I think I'm done with school. I'm going to have a self-study. That's what I've been doing. If I'm not at school, I'm doing a self-study. I'm always at the library. I love the libraries. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of things to learn. So now, anyway, I've been collecting a lot of books. I've been buying a lot of books, and I have my own library now. I got two more of this. There's one there for the kids and another one over there. So I can say I have hundreds of books that I have collected for 23 years. It's just so valuable to me. If I have a question, I will just get a book and it just answered my questions. You don't even talk to the people anymore, unless if you want to talk to them. But at least when you talk to them, you already know some solutions. And then you can try their advice. At the same time, you try the book's advice too. And then you listen to those advices from the books and from the people, and then you make up your own solutions. Because I realize, you know what? We are the solutions. That's why that's one of my motto of my business. You are the solutions of the world's situations. We are the solutions. And yes, that's true. We are also the problem. But you know what? I don't want to be the problem anymore. I want to be the part of the solution. And you can too, guys. Let's be part of the solutions of the world situations. Thank you. God bless and go in peace.